What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 back again alongside JS Miner 87 here on the DFS Quarry channel. About to break down a small 4-game slate for Friday, December 7th, 2018. Here it is again. We got 11 games on a Thursday and we got 4 games on a Friday. I'm sure travel, shit like that came to be involved in all this stuff when they're building their schedules, man. I just think they could do a little better. So we're hoping this partnership with FanDuel works out for us here, and we see a little better scheduling, in the upcoming years here, because scheduling so far, and I know I've bitched about this already, it just sucks. It's horrible, and it just sucks. And I know, they're waiting on a lot of different things, especially down south, you know what I mean? They really don't want to play too many home games. It just all kinds of crazy ass shit. And I know Tampa Bay has a lot of restrictions too with their arena down there too. I read that. But with that being said, Jared, man, I'm really disappointed here, man. Big time. I stacked up Pittsburgh. I stacked up Montreal with them in the same lineup. I had Smith in the net. And we missed the freaking main slate contest by one person, man. And it's the only thing I did for the main slate. I was pretty busy today, crazy day on the road. It's just I didn't have a lot of time, so that was what I built, was just that one lineup for the one contest Raiders fan or Cole, one of them two, put out there at 50. Man, I can't believe that thing did not fill, man. I was like, we talked about it before. We're at 49 people out of 50, and damn, does that suck, man. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I hit it. I would have hit it, maybe not crushed it, but I'd have hit it, man. Damn, that's all I could say is damn, dude. It just sucks. But whatever, man. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, you got it. The great thing is we're throwing. We got the fans out there throwing. I've seen. Cole had a $10 contest out there. We have a $5 contest out there. A couple $3. I mean, we're mixing it up, and the crowd's starting to respond for sure, and it's good to see that for sure. I didn't know Cole was a rich man, but hey, it's good to see. Yeah, if we're ever in a bind, I think we've got that friendship with Cole. At least we can get like a McDonald's sandwich or something out of him. But hey, speaking of free food today, today was the last day for me to use my Mad Max free burrito. At least an $11 value for free today. So even though I didn't get in that, that lineup didn't fill, free burrito on a Thursday, can't beat that.
I actually, I'll be honest with you, man. Every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while, I get up into upstate New York, right? And let me just tell you something. We all need to be jealous of Cole anyway. Cole has Tim Hortons everywhere up there in Canada. They got them everywhere, and we don't have very many Tim Hortons down here. As a matter of fact, by the time you hit the southern tier border of Pennsylvania and New York there, we're talking just north of the border in New York, man. That's it. That's as far as Tim Hortons goes, man. And it's not even actual Tim Hortons stores. We get them little, like inside the convenience store type shit, like sometimes you get like a Subway or something inside a convenience store, some shit like that. That's the type of Tim Hortons we got in New York up there, man. And let me tell you something. I'm telling you right now, if you are a coffee-drinking, coffee connoisseur, dude, for convenience store coffee, man, Tim Hortons is where it's at, buddy. Straight black is how I take my coffee. So anytime you want to send me down a cup of coffee, I'm all about it, Cole. With that being said, hope everybody has a chance to get in with us. Raiders fan, I'm sure he'll jump in. Mitch hit us up on Twitter there, says he hadn't had time to be able to get in there and live with us, but that's all right. Still able to watch us there, on YouTube. And have a good time. I seen you on the other night. Congrats, Mitch. It was good, man. Cole was up there again, top of that lineup. I think that was yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I ended up tying for fourth with Kevin in that one. So it worked out. Whatever. It was fun little slate yesterday. Not too bad. I'd rather had that main slate today though. But tomorrow's slate, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not a massive fan of it, but it's sort of similar to yesterday's slate, I think. But with that being said, there's Raiders fan in now. How about we jump in, break this slate down real quick here, man, and we can get on out of here, get some sleep, and head into Friday. Looking forward to my one day off on Saturday. First game up on the slate, we got the San Jose Sharks heading into Dallas to take on the Dallas Stars. San Jose is a visiting -117 favorite, 5.5 over under in this game. Bishop is in the net, and that's confirmed for Dallas. Daily Faceoff had Dell listed. I'm not certain it's going to be Dell, man. Jones, we talked before, Jared. Jones is coming off 2 real good games, so I think they're going to stick with Jones in this one. And not to mention, you brought up a pretty good stat before we got started about Dell being absolutely atrocious on the road. So, I mean, that even makes me want to lean more towards Jones starting anyway. But what do you like here in this game?
Well, right when you were talking, it looked like on a 4-on-4, Johnny Gaudreau got the primary assist on a Lindholm goal. So 1-0 Calgary, and hey, at least got that in the turbo. So I might hit double digits in that stupid turbo I had to create quickly since ours didn't fill. Because, one time when we get time, we really should tell people in the thing about the DraftKings app, because I really don't think they do a good job, showing you the reward system and stuff. Like, it takes me a long time to find out how that progressive rewards that we're chasing for the year, what you need to do to get that, and the daily rewards and those daily stuff. Their DraftKings really does a poor job, at least on the mobile app, of telling you they're there. Maybe they don't want you using them, but both you and I chase them. But anyway, let's get into this slate. This is a game where you and me really want to know who that goaltender is. I think, well, let's just say it is Dell, and it is Dallas on the at home here. Dallas at home, 9-3-1, and they're scoring 3.6 goals here. Not drawing as many power plays as I want here, but you look at San Jose on the road, 5-7-3, 2.7 goals for here. So I think the stats would tell you go with Dallas here. But if it is Jones, steer clear. The guy's hot here. For Dallas, though, I still, that first line's where everyone's going to say. Certainly Spezza on that first line at 3,600 gives you the price relief you need to run that full first line stack. Personally, I don't know how much Spezza's on there. I mean, I'd really investigate that. Let me open this forward combo here real quick, because I really want to see how much is Spezza really playing on that first line. Is it often? Is it not? And Left Wing Lock does have a good one section. Does tell you how often they are playing with them. I'm not sure. I think it's under the line matching or line combos there. That does tell you. So these are that's a tool to use too, because even though he might say he's on the first line, they might change it up so much during the game that Spezza's really not on that first line a lot, and it's really Radulov. And if that's the case, then Radulov's obviously your play, and you don't really get that first line savings here.
What I'm seeing here, man, is the last game out for Dallas. Ben, Spezza, and Seguin ran together at a 13.9%. And then Ben, Seguin, and Radulov ran at 10%. So Spezza is getting more ice time with Ben and Seguin than what Radulov is.
Okay. They're still running them at 10%, though, even with Radulov.
Right.
So keep that in mind here. I don't know if you want to Spezza here. I think, honestly, you want the stack here of the big three. A stat that I noticed here, too, is San Jose giving it up the defenseman here a pretty good bit since I've kept track here. That being said, Esa Lindell with the goal the other night at 4,200. 25 minutes of ice time. That's great production. That's great there. Heiskanen, Bayreuther. I wish they would track his stats at some point. I love this guy, and I never have the stats in front of me to back it up. I try to, I look at every single game, the past results, and see who scored. And Bayreuther's actually had a couple, I believe, since he's really fed into the lineup with the absence of Klimberg. So Bayreuther also in play here. Looking at the four here, I think it is on Dallas's side, though. If I'm on the San Jose side, Timo Meier at 6,900, that's a huge price. Man, I didn't know he was 6,900, and I certainly thought he shot more than that. I think you go with Pavelski at 6,500. He's got 7 points in the past 5 games with 18 shots. I don't know if I'm stacking them. I'd really like to just one off Pavelski tomorrow. And they're starting to get goals from all over, actually. Look at this fourth line. Barclay Goodrow, he had goals, I think, in the maybe back-to-back games. If not, it was 3 games ago he had another goal. 2,500, 2 goals and 6 shots. LeBlanc had 2 assists the other night on that fourth line at 4,000. I think their power play there. LeBlanc's a tricky player, fourth line, but he's crushing it on the power play at past 5. No interest here for me in Hurdle because with Ben Bishop in that, I really think that, we're looking at 2 goals here for San Jose. Certainly they needed that 5-goal game, but I don't think they will be following that up with 5 more. So I like 1 or 2 goals here. Like I said, I'm going Pavelski here, trying to one-off him. And you can also look to these fourth liners. Goodrow on that fourth line. LeBlanc on that fourth line. Heck, even Melker, Carlson, fourth line again. This is a cheap fourth line play if you really want to price heavy on the other games here. But and I do, like I said, if Jones changes everything up, that if Jones is playing, I'm probably maybe going to pick my goalie out of this game and steer clear and maybe play one off from each side or something of that sort. If it's Jones, I will not be stacking this game at all. I'll take one-offs from it.
If it's Jones, yeah, I don't want any skaters from here. If it's Dell, I want some Dallas, I think. I kind of really don't like this game. I kind of want to fade it all the way around. It's not like San Jose is scoring goals in bunches. It's not like Dallas is scoring goals in bunches. But on a 4-game slate, I guess it's relevant. Like Joe Pavelski, certainly, I think is a fine play. Thomas Hurdle, Logan Couture. I guess they got that line all paired back up the way it should be. Looks like they got Joe Thornton up on the second line now with Sorensen and Timo Meier. That should work out okay too. Evander Kane, shooting a lot, just not scoring. I don't think you need to go there. I'll stick with the top 6 here for San Jose if I want to play that. I don't want to drop below the top 6, I don't think. Erik Karlsson, he's still shooting 1 assist. He's not scoring, but 5,600 is a fair price. Brent Burns' price came down, 6,500. I mean, I think you'll have some money here. You might be able to pay up for one of the defensemen here. I like Vlasic at 3,300 if you need to pay down. 11 shots and 10 blocks. He has a half decent floor. Like I said, if it's Jones in the net and Bishop, I won't be playing any skaters from here. And I would have interest in both goalies actually. Dallas side of it, I mean, you've already talked about it with Seguin and Jamie Benn and Spezza being paired up. I mean, I don't like Spezza. I don't think. I like Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin if Dell's in the net. And I'll play Alexander Radulov with him anyway, even though he's on that second line, because I'm pretty certain that he'll still be up there on the power play with it. He is up there on the power play with him anyway on that first unit. So I wouldn't mind that anyway. Grabs exposure to both the top line and the second line by running those three. Defensively, nothing really jumping off the page. Lindell and Heiskanen are both relatively cheap. Lindell's 42, Heiskanen is 41. That would be fine, but that would be it for me. Like I said, I do have interest in Bishop no matter what. But if it's Martin Jones, I definitely got some interest there as well. Next game up on the St. Louis Blues heading into Winnipeg to take on the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are a minus 190 home favorite, over under of 6 in this game, and the projections have Allen and Hellebuck in the net. What do you like here?
Well, I mean, I really think that, well, let's go with the goalie situation. I mean, Hellebuck coming off that Islanders game that he only allowed 1 goal. Before that, he's allowed at least 3 goals in looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 consecutive games Winnipeg had allowed 3 goals or more before they gave up 1 goal to the bad New York Islanders. And it is a bad New York Islanders team. So I think you have to honestly look at a potential game stack here. I mean, Winnipeg looks like they're the first line, fourth line looks like that's the troublesome part for them. Even that third line giving up 6 here. 11 goals against first liners, it looks like here. So, for me, you got to think that a 5,200 Ryan O'Reilly's in play, a 4,500 and a 3,700. I tell you what, even the second line pairing here of Perron and Shen is in play against this Winnipeg team. I mean, you got to look at that. You say how good is the Islanders, and they're struggling. Really, you can look back and they haven't been that good in recent games. And that's the only team Winnipeg has allowed less than 3 goals for in 9 games. Now, yes, we could say St. Louis Blues are troublesome, but come on, guys, really? Tarasenko at 6,200, that's the cheapest he's going to be all year. 3 goals, 20 shots. I mean, you could at least play him as a one-off, bump into the O'Reilly thing. They're probably still getting time together. I don't care what Daily Faceoff says here. Perron or Shen, if you don't want to do O'Reilly, Tarasenko, I get it. Do Perron and Shen at least on that second line. Fourth line, I don't think you need to go there, but you can probably one-off like Sundqvist or a Barbashev because these guys are tricky guys, and they might not score a ton of goals, but usually they're pretty interesting to score a goal every like 4 or 5 games or something. So tomorrow against a Winnipeg team that's known to do it could happen. Parayko the other day, if you haven't watched the video, watch the video of Parayko behind the net. It was so funny. He's behind the net trying to, in overtime, just setting up the play, and he stands there behind the net for 10 seconds. The ref goes, "Move it!" And Parayko goes, "I'll do what I want." And the ref goes, "Really?" But it was hilarious. I probably did a bad impression for it, but yeah, defensively here. Do I want to go any defense here? Probably not defensively here for St. Louis. I'm probably going to leave them out for this slate. Anyone I would maybe be interested in, it might be Jay Bomeister for 2,700 on a price savings, 10 shots, 7 blocks. That's my only interest here. Jake Allen is not in play, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. You go to the Winnipeg side, though. Let's go over there. What's not to like about this team, guys? I mean, the way I look at it is I feel like, let's make sure I got this right when I first looked. I feel like the second and third line might have a better night here against this team. So look, Line A certainly come off his 10 goals in 5 games there, 2 goals, 15 shots. This kind of went to Ehlers and Scheifele again now. It certainly Wheeler was still assist, but I love running Ehlers. I think you go this power play, honestly. Winnipeg has the best home power play in the league. They don't get a lot of chances, but they convert. So, I still like Ehlers more. So run Ehlers. You can run a Scheifele combo. You can game stack this. Like I said, that second line of Shen and Perron combined with Scheifele and, if you want Scheifele and Line A, if you want Scheifele, Kyle Connor, you can certainly do that. Ehlers here on the second line, you could probably combine him. I don't know why they got Line A for some reason on both power plays. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I would want just Ehlers on that second power play here. But defensively, let's go into them real quick here. Truba's in play at 5,200, guys. And I don't know if you Ben Sherratt at 3,100, another cheap play if you want that. But I think you want to go Trouba again tomorrow, guys. I mean, 5 points, 5 games, 13 shots, 10 blocks, 5,200. That's money right there. And then in a 4-game slate, he's going to be highly in. This Winnipeg team will be the highest chalk play tomorrow for sure. But I think the sneaky part might be if you hit that second line of St. Louis, because I mean we've said it, Joe. I mean Perron has had a hat trick this year. He's had a couple of multi-goal games. He had another game the other week there with 2 goals here. Shen had a goal the other night. I mean, these guys are capable.
I definitely don't want any goalies here, man. I don't want Allen or Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck looks broken. Not that he's hurt or not. Like, he just – it doesn't seem like the Connor Hellebuyck of last year that walked around with a swagger, all kinds of confidence, wasn't afraid, the man. Like, he actually – I think he used to step onto the ice, not thinking he was going to win or thinking he was going to have a good – like, he was stepping on the ice like, man, I'm shutting you down today. You're not doing shit, But it doesn't seem that way for me this year with him. So you're right. I don't want any goalies. The stat you threw out there is disgustingly sick for Hellebuyck and the Winnipeg Jets giving up 3 goals to everybody, man. Yeah, I don't like St. Louis. I mean, that's, it's no secret. I just don't. Why did they split Ryan O'Reilly up from Tarasenko? That seems a little weird. That had to be a practice lineup. There's no way they're going to run that, right? These lines like this. I like Ryan O'Reilly, obviously. I'm with you on Perron. I'm with you on Shen. I like Tarasenko. I played Bozak yesterday. He did have a shootout goal, I think. I can't remember. I did watch it too. I know he was a shooter on the shootout goals anyway, for certain. But Tarasenko, Shen, O'Reilly, Perron. That's my four forwards from St. Louis. Colton Parayko, man, he's a fine play, especially with Pietrangelo being out. Um, Edmondson's getting more ice time looks. Vince Dunn, yeah, I don't think so. It's just Parayko for me. Um, yeah, just Parayko for me. St. Louis. I'm not really on the St. Louis side here. Maybe I'll dig into it a little more. I'm not opposed to a game stack. Um, yeah, I struggle playing St. Louis guys. I just get nervous about them. They did win me some money this year though with the Tarasenko and O'Reilly stack. I don't know if you remember that or not, Jared, but I nailed that one, man, in one night. It was crazy. Like they literally, both those two guys literally won it for me, man. If it wasn't for them, I'd have sucked. Um, Winnipeg side, Ehlers, Scheifele, Wheeler. Scheifele and Wheeler obviously still highly priced. Wheeler hasn't scored any goals. I'd like to see the goals go up. I think they give .2 Myron for a shootout goal, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Jared?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was point two or yeah, I think it is point two because I seen a couple forwards have that point two odd score.
Yeah, I think it is .2 Myron. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Michael Vaughn's in with us. I'm not sure if he goes by Mike or Michael. Nonetheless, man, welcome aboard. And yeah, so Ehlers makes that top stack a little more affordable. The top line, Kyle Connor and Patrick Laine, I play them a little bit together. It's just a pairing. Um, I think if on this slate, man, if we're playing cash games, this is where we want to go. Just grab something off these top two lines, throw it in there, and you should be on par with just about everybody else you're going up against. I think. Uh, is it Jacob or Jakob? I think it's Jacob, right? Jacob Truba, 5,200. He's a good play. Sami Niku, at 2,900. He's not getting the ice time. But then again, they get their ice time screwed up here. I'll have to dig into his ice time. I like that price at 2,900. Nelson Ogier, is that how you pronounce that? 2.12 minutes ice time. He has to be a call up too, right? Um, Ben Sherratt at 3,100. Pretty decent floor there. Like I said, no goalies. Dig into these guys here a little bit. What game produces the most goals tomorrow? Oh man, Cole just asked that question. Oh man, dude. Um, Highest over under on the slate we got so far is a 6. To be honest, Cole, I struggle seeing any games hit 6. I don't know what Jared's thinking here, but oh, man, I don't know. Um, Maybe the Winnipeg St. Louis game ends up with the most goals. Um, I don't know, man. I would have to. I mean, that's the way I'm leaning, but I could also see Carolina and Anaheim, you know, producing some goals if Carolina can put the puck in the back of the net. Again, last night they had 40 shots, man, and they just can't score, dude. I don't whatever. Jared, what do you think? You think it's a Winnipeg game ends up with the most goals or what?
Yeah, stats wise, you almost think that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I knew Hellebuck was being bad, and I did put there in the chat, 3.21 GAA for Hellebuck in the past 5. I mean, and this Winnipeg offense is just powerful. I mean, it has to be going for 7 goals tomorrow.
Right. It could. It could. I mean, it's just, boy, I tell you what, This is kind of an ugly slate, man, so far. But yeah, let's keep going, right? Next game up, Minnesota Wild. They are on a back-to-back. Um, it will be Dubnik. I'm almost certain of that because I believe Stalock started today. Yeah, call them with you. I think the Ducks and Canes could go there also. So it would be those two games, Carolina, Anaheim, and St. Louis, Winnipeg for me. I think would be the two high scoring games. Minnesota Wild heading into Edmonton to take on the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are a minus 115 home favorite. We have an over-under of 6. It should be Dubnik. And I seen projected Koskinen, but I think they might go to Talbot, go back to Talbot after the shootout win yesterday, and it was his 100 career win also. So he went from like November 18th or something like that, or like it was early on. He went like a long time without a win. You know, he was stuck on 99 for a long time. So I think Hitchcock, if anything, is giving Talbot some confidence here as they're going, because he did say in an interview, it was either yesterday or the day before, that he thought that they were good defensively from the net out. And when you say something like that for a goalie, I think they appreciate that. It gives them a little bit of, boost of confidence, so to speak. But if it is Talbot, I can see playing either goalie here too, to be honest with you, Dubnik or Talbot. Although Minnesota's not been very good as of late. But neither is Edmonton. Edmonton is not giving up as many goals now, but they're just not scoring. I heard this morning, I think it was, that their goals for is down by almost a full goal since Hitchcock took over, and their goals allowed is also down by a full goal, almost a full goal since Hitchcock took over. So he is a defensive-minded coach, old school type guy, wants all the control. That type of guy. Maybe these guys needed that because they do seem to be playing better, just not defensive or DFS wise, if that makes any sense. So what do you like here, man? I guess I took all your thunder.
I'll tell you, you brought up back-to-back, and that it was great. I'm glad you had the thunder rolling while I looked at that stat because, back-to-back, listen, guys, the reason that you always hear the back-to-back tracker and the back-to-back, it truly is a grueling, 120 minutes for these guys. And some teams cope better with it than others. And, we can always mention from being homers, the year after the Pens won the Cup, which was 2 years ago. So heading in the last season, like the NHL put I swear it was like 5 back-to-backs in the first 2 months, and game 2 sucked like no other. This team here, Minnesota, comes out and scores a good bit of goals on back-to-backs, and they've had like 3 or 4 back-to-backs already this year. So don't let that fear you. I mean, Minnesota plays well on the back-to-back nights. So I did want to look that up. Currently, this is the game that I have on the TV going. It's Minnesota and Calgary. And you know what? It's typical Minnesota we see. They're either getting shot out or they're scoring goals. And this team here, I've learned to watch when I do watch them is I could say they got near 0 goals, and I think slate's over, done for. And they'll come out and get 3 goals in the third period and somehow win in an overtime 4-3. I mean, this Minnesota team, you can't ever give up on them in particular, but I don't like that they moved Stahl back up to that first line. I liked it better with Koivu up on the first line, to be honest with you. I think you got to take a look here at Minnesota. At least, it's a 4-game slate. Do you want a pair? Do you want one guy here? If you want, I think you still look for Zucker and Parise as a one-off and hope that the 4 goals in 5 games for Parise keeps up, or the 3 goals in 5 games for Zucker keeps up. I'm having more interest in paying the extra $500 for Parise, to be honest. I mean, he's 15 shots, an extra couple shots, and an extra full minute of ice time in the last 5 here. So when you look, like Jeff said, I mean, I think you look at the line combinations rather than you look at special teams. Edmonton has actually been pretty stellar lately. I mean, they used to be we used to say like clockwork. They're at the bottom of the league in penalty kill. They're now up to 18th at home on the penalty kill. They're actually 23rd best team in the league on home ice. So Hitchcock has done a great job turning it around. He's got great hockey knowledge too. Defensively, I think you can really, even if you wanted to, leave forwards aside, stack the other games, you could go here for defense here. I mean, you got Spurgeon, 5 assists at 4,600, 12 shots, 10 blocks, 2 power play points. Spurgeon in play. You got Ryan Suter at 5,000 in play, 4 points in 5 games, 8 shots, 11 blocks. Another one that's in play. Matthew Dumba, 5,400, has been known to light the lamp and have multi-goal games. But in the past 5, still 4 assists, 10 shots, 6 blocks. I mean, them 3 guys are great producers in the league. And, there's where my play really might be centered in on. It is Stalock in net today against Calgary, so it will be looks back to Dubnyk, who's 1-3 with a 3.57 and a .854 save percentage in the last 5 games. That being said, guys, I think you go to this Edmonton team here. So Minnesota here, what are we tracking? Yeah, we're tracking McDavid getting a goal tomorrow. We're tracking a high price tag for him, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe you just do McDavid and Nugent Hopkins, or just Nugent Hopkins. That's my philosophy on this one here. You want off either one of those guys, and Clefbaum, I mean, goal again last night. So Clefbaum is in at 5,900. You ever wonder why he's not more yet? I mean, I can't wonder. I mean, it seems like he's had this kind of production for the last 8 to 9 games straight, and they still don't want to give him above 6,000. I mean, us as the DraftKings owners will do it. I mean, you got 5,700 as the FanDuel price tag. I don't know what they're not seeing him. 26 minutes of ice time in the last 5. To me, he should be every bit as pricey as Shea Weber, but he's not garnering that. So not sure why. Maybe it's just because the Edmonton, you don't know if they're going to get 2 goals or 4. But you know who I do have interest in? I think you can pick your goalie from here. And I have a hard time game scripting this. I mean, I really do. Because I could see Dubnyk putting up a 1-goal game against Edmonton. But on the contrary, I can see Talbot or Koskinen. If it's Koskinen, I really like Koskinen in this one. But like you said, you don't kind of think that Talbot would be. I mean, both of these goalies, look at Koskinen. 7,900 is 3-1 with a 1.49, .948 save percentage. I think if either one play, I'm on the Edmonton bandwagon here. Edmonton goalie, Clefbaum, pair him up defenseman with the goalie. I'm okay with that one tomorrow. And then hit Minnesota as your other defenseman. Maybe not a Dumba, but a Jared Spurgeon. You're at a 4-game slate. I know you're going against the grain by playing a Minnesota player against your goalie. I don't think it'll kill you in this one.
I'm with you. I like the goalies here too. Again, I really see this being like a 3-1, 3-2, some sort of game like that. Maybe nothing too overly exciting out of this. I think you definitely gotta script this out, go one way or the other. Don't think you want to game stack this game at all. For certain. I won't game stack this game. Let me put it that way. I won't do that, no doubt. But forward-wise, if you are looking to play Minnesota, Zucker, Stahl, Granlund, that top line is a fine play. Parisi off the second line would be an okay play also as a one-off. I don't think I'd dip any lower than that at all forward-wise. I like Jared Spurgeon, like you said, defensively. I'd take him over Suter, actually. I'd take Spurgeon before I took Suter. I'll take Bergeron before I take Matt Dumba too, to be honest with you. I like Bergeron. I can see me definitely rostering him tomorrow. And like I said, I do like Dubnik here in the net. Think he's in play. As far as the Edmonton side goes, uh, best player in the world, man, Connor McDavid. Especially on a small slate like this, I guess you could fade him and get away with it. I know he's expensive at 8,100, man, but I mean, honestly, if you guys seen that shootout goal yesterday, what McDavid had, um, man, dude, it was like effortless, dude. He just it was crazy, man. Completely effortless. This guy can score at will, I think. So I don't mind McDavid, even at that price tag. And I don't mind him, with the other guys up on the top line either, with Chasen or Draisaitl. Um, Even at the price, I mean, it's a little expensive, but I think there's a few power plays or a few value plays defensively that we can, pay up for these guys and still get away with it on this slate. Um, I think ugly lineups win tomorrow, to be honest with you. So Chasen, McDavid, and Draisaitl is fine. I know Nugent Hopkins scored last night, but I mean that's it, dude. Off that second line, that's all. I'm not going any further than that. It's those four guys: Chasen, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hopkins for me. Defensively, I am a fan of Clefbaum. I had him yesterday when he scored with like 54 seconds left to go to tie it up and send it to overtime. Um, Made my night, man. Put a smile on my face. I love it. Clefbaum, awesome. Um, don't shy away from Adam Larson either. He's got 12 shots and 10 blocks over the last 5 games at 3,500. He's got a floor. And also keep in the back of your mind, guys. I mean, it's a 4-game slate. Most of the people are in play, but you still sort of want to watch and go towards, like Cole said earlier, man. DFS hockey is a lot of luck, right? It is. Anybody can tell you that, because we can't predict what these guys are going to do. We can't really, even all these projection sites and all that shit, man. Honestly, it's all bullshit, man. Hockey is has such a wide variance to it, right? Excuse me. Man, we can literally have, the top line of, say, we're on this team, but we'll just talk about it. Excuse me again. We can literally have the top line of Chasen, McDavid, and Draisaitl, right? Score 2 goals, right, every day for the past 5 days. And then we jump on board and they do absolutely dick. That's variance, man. So, excuse me. With that being said, although we know Connor McDavid is the best player in the world, we also know this, that I hate saying this, but the truth is, Lucic can literally score as many points as Connor McDavid on any given night. And Lucic is 2,500 and McDavid is 8,100. What we're looking at is the odds. What's the chance that Lucic outscores McDavid? On a slate like this, 3 to 4%, maybe. So if you look at it like that and just know that variance exists, you got to embrace the variance, right? It's what I try to do. I don't necessarily look at individual players, okay? I look at teams. I said this a little bit yesterday. And then I pick lines from teams or pairings from teams, but it's always teams first. Because I believe in hockey more so than any other sport, the team matters, not necessarily the individual player. So with that being said, top line for me, Chasen, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins off the second line. Give me some Oscar Klefbom, some Adam Larson, and I'll run to the bank with it. Koskinen, if he starts, I get interest there for certain. And like I said, I do have some interest in Dubnyk as well. Final game on the slate, Carolina Hurricanes heading into Anaheim to take on the Anaheim Ducks. So Carolina is visiting, minus 105 favorite. 5.5 over under. Should be McElhinney and Gibson. What do you like here?
Well, 4-game slate, I always like to say, you almost need a player from every team, or you can certainly play a player from every team. But for me, I cannot give any reason to play a Carolina player. So I'm not even really going to look at Carolina players. If they happen to come out and turn the ship around here, good for them. But honestly, Jordan Staal running this first line at 20 minutes a game, it's not going to turn their ship around here. I mean, they are not scoring at all, guys. And to think that the goals are going to come in large portions against one of the best goalies of the season this year is just, it's a ludicrous thought. I mean, you look here, I think, oh man, now I want to look it up, but is it true that the Ducks have won 5 in a row? I think it's true that the Ducks have won 5 straight.
It is. Absolutely. Yeah.
So Ducks have won 5 in a row. They're on home ice against a team like Carolina struggling. It's all Anaheim for me. And guess what? This will be the first time you hear it. Daniel Sprong is in play.
Are you there? I think Jared froze here. So with that being said, I may as well just finish it up. I believe he was saying that Daniel Sprong was in play. Okay, I guess. I'm not certain. Oh man, he's got me all out of whack. Now let me jump over here. I'm gonna I start with visiting teams. I'm gonna mess myself up. So let me just start with Carolina here. Again, like I said earlier, these cats put up 40 shots on goal yesterday and could score, man. I think they had 1 goal or something. So whatever. If you want to play, man, it's so ugly. I like Aho a little. I like Teravainen a little. Brock McGinn. Maybe a little Jordan Staal. Carolina is very ugly on paper, but you got to keep these guys in play. None of the lines are really scoring. Defensively, Slavin maybe is okay at 3,800. I like Dougie Hamilton at 4,800. I like Justin Falk at 4,400. And that's probably where I'd stay. I don't want McElhinney, though, at all. And as far as the Anaheim side of it, these guys are all in play, really. Let me just quick see if I can't get Jared back in here with us. As far as Anaheim goes, Raquel Getzloff and Pontus Ahlberg are fine plays on that top line. I like Nick Ritchie, too, at 4,200 on the second line. Adam Henrique is assistant, got 5 assists at 4K. And, yeah, well, Daniel Sprong, he didn't get a lot of ice time in yesterday's game, like 13 minutes, I think it was. But they'll start working him in a lot more. He came from Pittsburgh. Didn't work out here in Pittsburgh for him, so I wish him the best of luck in Anaheim. I hope it works out for him. I'm impressed with what we got in return for him with Pettersson. He seems to be playing pretty well defensively. I like what he's doing here. Hampus Lindholm would be in play defensively, I think. and I also think Josh Manson would be in play defensively. Jared must not have been able to come back in. I see he threw out his line stacks there. Diamond stack, he's got line 2 Anaheim. That's a good stack. Snowflake line 1 from Minnesota. Boulder Award Koskinen. Man, what a, he just takes all my plays, man. I'm going to stop telling him what I'm going to play before the show starts, I think. So with that being said, guys, I'm on the Anaheim side of this with Jared. I like some Gibson. I don't want any McElhaney, but it wouldn't shock me. I would not be shocked, not one bit, if Carolina went in here and won this game in a 4-1 fashion. I wouldn't be. So that's the slate. Like I said, Jared threw out his mini game we play at the end of every night. He's got line 2 from Anaheim for Diamond stack. Snowflake stack is Minnesota line 1. His Boulder Award is Koskinen. I'll go ahead and run through mine here. Let's see here. If I want to do this or not. I'm going to take for my Diamond stack. Just make sure. I am. I'm going to take Winnipeg line 2, Connor, Little, and Line for my Diamond stack. For my Snowflake stack, give me St. Louis line 1. That is the Ryan O'Reilly line. Yeah, it's Sanford, O'Reilly, and Thomas. That's what they have listed here on this on Daily Faceoff. Anyway, wow, Raiders fan. St. Louis line 3 is your diamond. Maroon, Bozak, Tarasenko. I don't mind that. It's a good call, Raiders fan. My Boulder Award. I tell you what, man. How about this one? Give me some Ben Bishop for my Boulder. And with that being said, guys, Jared, no worries on the internet. You just sent me a text there. No worries about that. It is what it is. We were pretty much through the whole breakdown anyway. It finished it up there. It shouldn't be an issue. With that being said, 4-game slate, guys. I wouldn't go too heavy if I were you, man. I'm not going to play heavy. I'm going to stick with pretty much cash games. We know Cole. He'll play a little heavier than the rest of us. He'll do well with it too, I'm sure. I think he said there in the chat a little bit earlier. He's got some money to make back up after today. Raiders fan, best of luck to you tomorrow, man. Honestly, stick with the process, bud. This is a game of ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Just stick with your process. As long as you trust your process, man, eventually it works out. You know what I mean? It does. And with that being said, appreciate everybody. Cole, Raiders fan. Who else was he? We had Myron in here with us. We had Michael jumped in with us. All you guys, man. We're fans of you too. Just trust me, man. You guys, you make this show for us. So with that being said, good luck to everybody. Oh yeah, don't forget about the contest. I forgot to mention that. Keep pushing it, man. 100 subscribers. We're going to have that contest, give away a free hat. Like the video, give us a thumbs up. That really helps us out more than you even know, man. Not because it's no monetary thing or anything like that. What happens when you give us a thumbs up, right? The more thumbs up we get pushed up further and further up on that the YouTube search engine, so to speak, right? And different keywords, like NHL DFS picks. You type that in, the more thumbs up we get, they'll push us up. You know what I mean? In the top of that search engine and get us up there with some of the bigger known, the bigger known, what do you call it? Like DFS websites and channels and stuff like that. I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to get in any kind of trouble, but you guys know who I'm talking about anyway. So yeah, give us that thumbs up, man. I certainly appreciate it. I know Jared does too. Everything's working out. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for all your advice and your picks, everything, everybody. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow night. Good luck to everybody tomorrow, and have a great night.